Pictures that have been coming in of smoke billowing into the morning sky after Palestinian rockets land near the Israeli city south of Tel Aviv, as pictures that have been coming in from other unconfirmed reports of abductions that have taken place of civilians and soldiers as well. In a short while from now, we're expecting Israeli cabinet meeting that will be held, and in all likelihood, Pradeep, a state of war would be declared.
No doubt about that, because already the defense minister of Israel has made it clear that they will make them pay a very heavy price for that in a short while. We are expecting that there is going to be a cabinet meeting that will be chaired by Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, and that meeting they are going to declare war. And as they had done it in the past also, we have seen this thing happening in 1967 also, when preemptive strike was carried out. That was the time when the Golan Heights from Siren as well as West Bank and Gaza Strip was captured by Israel. And this time also they are going to launch a very strong offensive. But at the end of the day, it will be about what is really a matter of concern is the casualty of the civilians on both the sides. Because even if the Hamas has started it, or the befitting reply that will be given from the Israeli side, the people are going to suffer. And it's also going to be have an impact on the geopolitics in the region, because already we have seen that because of the Russia-Ukraine war, and then the Taliban taking over Afghanistan, and now this new development taking place in this area, and that's really going to have an impact. And because it's definitely going to encourage and embolden all those Islamist radical and those terror-related elements who had been always against the West, or they always had been following the template of Ghazwa-e-Hind. So that's what also a matter of concern. But so far as this particular region is concerned, right now the two impact points, it's southern of Israel and it's also the central Israel. What really happened, let me tell the viewers, it was today morning at 6:30 a.m. All of a sudden the sounds the sirens started blaring the entire area, and then the explosion sounds were heard by the people in their vicinity. They woke up to those sounds of the rocket explosion and siren blaring all around. And immediately, only after that, they realized that this was an attack launched by the Hamas. 5,000 rockets were fired from their side. This was a two-pronged war that was initiated by Hamas. One from the aerial side, where they had been firing the rockets, 5,000 rockets piercing through sky, landing at different locations, generating a kind of a fear psychosis in that region. Immediately after that, the defense ministry, they came out with a statement, and people were asked to follow the national emergency portal for the instruction. They were asked to stay closer to the bomb shelters. Whenever there is any kind of an explosion, move towards the bomb shelter, or they hear the sound of the siren. That is actually the drill that they have to follow. And the second thing, they were asked not to move out of their home. But what is really a matter of concern is that because they are not targeting only the security installation, these Hamas fighters, they are targeting innocent unarmed civilians also. You can see that several videos there where one can see that Hamas fighters, after infiltrating into the Israel area, they are moving in trucks, they are firing on the vehicles passing by, they are firing at the civilians. They have also taken some of the civilians as hostage also, because by taking civilian hostage, they are trying to put pressure, because tomorrow, after the war, once they will be sitting on the talking table, they will be in a better bargaining position. That's what actually their strategy is all about. So they will be in a better bargaining position, because obviously they will be, the Israel will ask the civilian to be exchanged for something. So they will ask for. That's what actually their strategy is. But yes, it's a matter of concern that it's a massive attack from Hamas side. One, it indicates that maybe somewhere it was a failure of the intelligence agencies, because only just a month back there was a peace deal brokered between the Hamas with the help of the Israel and with the help of Qatar and Egypt and the United Nations. And I think somewhere that that peace, that truce was used as a smokescreen by the Hamas, because they wanted to buy more time. They wanted to utilize that period to arm
I think from Israel's side, Pradeep, we're going to some stories and updates that are now coming in as far as a stern message that has now come across from the Israel defense minister, saying that Hamas has made a grave mistake and the state of Israel will win this war eventually. Pradeep continues to be with us, because Pradeep, now we are looking at how counter strikes that are also happening on Israel's side, saying that Hamas will now pay for the consequences which it has now conducted this military operation.
See, so if you look at the history of Israel, they have done it in the past, and they are definitely going to do this time too, because you look at their technology, their determination. We have seen that how they have taken on these Islamist radical elements in the past also, because in May 1948, when Israel came into being, and that was the time when the first Arab-Israel war started, and it continued for about months together. It continued till 1949, and after that we saw that more than 7,550,000 people from the Palestine, they had to displaced, and that was the time when they came into being. One was the state of Israel, another was the West Bank, and third was the Gaza Strip. And then again in 1967 we saw that there was a six-day-old war, and during that 6-day war we saw that how the Israel was able to defeat not only Syrian army but also the army from the Egypt, because they were continuing with the maneuvers against this country, and that was the time when they were able to capture Golan Heights from Syria, West Bank, as well as the Gaza Strip. And since then we have seen that the ongoing conflict is continuing. Sometimes it is the terror organization in the name of Al-Fatah, either it's Iranian supported Hezbollah or it is Hamas, and they carry out attack. And every time during the festive season they had been doing. But this time it has been an attack on a massive scale where they have fired about 5,000 rockets. 5,000 rockets is not a joke, where they are trying to target as many installations as they can. Even the civilian areas are not being spared. That's one
and
of the
those are
reasons that the
unconfirmed
world
reports there as far as those attacks that have been taking place and abduction reports of civilians and soldiers. However, when it comes to the Defense Minister of Israel, what is he saying? Because he says that Hamas has made a grave mistake.
חמאס עשה טעות חמורה הבוקר, הוא פתח במלחמה כנגד מדינת ישראל. חיילי צה"ל נלחמים בכל נקודות החדירה כנגד האויב. אני קורא לאזרחים להישמע להוראות פיקוד העורף ולבצע אותם כלשונן. מדינת ישראל תנצח במלחמה הזו. חמאס עשה טעות חמורה הבוקר, הוא פתח במלחמה כנגד מדינת ישראל. חיילי צה"ל
And even when it comes to the Israeli Defense Forces, they have been retaliating to Gaza strikes, and IDF has struck Hamas targets in Gaza in response to the barrage of rockets that has been launched by Hamas from Gaza in Israel. The IDF, we are told, is also currently counter strikes that are happening at Hamas targets in Gaza. That is the situation currently unfolding. As Pradeep, we are hearing also from the Israeli Defense Minister and saying that they are prepared for any eventuality.
No doubt about that. What the news that is trickling from the Israel side is that they have already launched a punitive attack, because they have started targeting those areas from where the Hamas had been firing those rockets. They have started targeting those areas. So they are trying to attack those areas with the precision, so that they are able to decimate and demolish those places from where these Hamas fighters are targeting them. Because there are places from where they are firing rockets at them, because they, with the help of the technology, surveillance gadgetry, they are trying to target those areas. But yes, already the defense minister has made it clear that they will make Hamas pay price for the whatever they have done since morning today by launching an air attack and also infiltrating into that area. They will have to pay price for that. It's going to be they will have to pay for the consequences for that reason. But yes, at the end of the day, it's whether it's people on the Israel side, it's the civilian on Palestinian side, they are the one who are going to suffer because of that. But it clearly indicates one thing, that Hamas fighter, they had never ever been for the peace. They never ever wanted any kind of a land for the Israel people, because the problem that started in the 19th century, and they're continuing with that ideology, because they never ever wanted to give them even a small chunk of land. But Israel, because of its great determination, technology, and the way they have struggled and strived and thrived, and how they have moved on in the past, clearly shows that they are the people who are not going to take it lightly, and they are going to give them a befitting reply and hurt them most, hit them hard where it's going to hurt them most. That's what actually the Israel strategy is all about. So they are going to definitely do that. But now it's to be seen how the things are really going to move from now onwards from here, and because definitely all eyes will be on that cabinet meeting that will be chaired by the Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. During that meeting, what actually they are going to decide, the obvious reason is that they are going to launch a hard-hitting strike on those Hamas areas where from they are targeting the Israelis. And also the biggest problem will be that those they have to take also counter those infiltrating Hamas militia people, those who have entered inside the Israeli territory, especially in southern Israel and the central Israel. So they have to unarm them also, they have to apprehend them, pin them down. That's also a biggest concern for them, because see, the idea was they wanted to create a confusion, because once you create a confusion in that area, because you go for the strike penetrating inside their territory, you carry out a strike. obviously it makes things a little bit difficult for the defense forces also to respond, because this time they are not attacking from their territory. They have also moved inside the Israel territory, and that way the things have really become difficult. And second thing what they have done is that they have taken some of the people of Israel hostage. That means they are trying to have an upper hand in case there is going to be the truce, or there's both the sides will be sitting on a talking table. Let's see what exactly is going to happen in the next 24 hours. The next 24 hours are going to be really very crucial. But all I can say, there was an element of surprise in this attack. Nobody had thought that they will be carrying out attack with such a precision and at such a massive scale, where they will be talking many, where they will be targeting many of their defense installations, security installation, fortification, and also the civilian areas. As you can see, smoke billowing out. Look at the visuals there on the screen. The smoke billowing out. Almost a thick layer of smoke has engulfed the entire sky, because that used to be blue, clear, and everybody was in a festive mode. The last day of the festival, nobody had thought that they will be waking up to the sounds of those rocket explosions and the blaring, blazing sirens sounds all around. So now the people have been told, one, not to move out, not to freak out. Second, stay closer to the bomb shelter. In case of they hear the sound of the siren, move toward the bomb shelter. And third is that the defense forces are kept on standby, that they have to be there to, once that go ahead is given, they have to launch an all-out attack. Now it is to be seen.
Exactly, Pradeep, and you're right. You know, absolutely right. This is a massive escalation by terrorists. In fact, we have visuals also of, you know, the type of scenes which are prevailing on ground. We can see sirens also billowing in the backdrop. As far as Jerusalem is concerned, let's take a look at those visuals, hear the sirens, and help us understand, you know, really what the ground situation is like. Okay, and we have another breaking news coming in. Israel has announced that they will retaliate, they will respond. PM has ordered a major operation against Hamas. That's the latest coming in. So Israel basically announcing Operation Iron Swords. PM orders official declaration of war. Major operation against Hamas has been launched. In focus is South Israel and the Gaza Strip. 10K reserves are going to join the IDF. That's the latest information which is coming in. Israel, of course, now vowing to avenge this attack, saying that Hamas has done a huge mistake. Earlier also, they had said the same, and now there's a latest coming in as far as Israel is concerned. They have said that they have rather announced an Operation Sword. This is, of course, in retaliation. Israel saying that they will hit back, and that's the latest coming in. The Operation Sword, Iron Swords rather, has been announced by Israel. PM has ordered an official declaration of war. Major operation against Hamas has been ordered. 10K, soldiers and others, our reservists, are going to join the Israeli Defense Forces, also known as the IDF. That's the latest which is coming in. More and more information pouring in as far as, the Hamas, this escalation is concerned. When we speak of Israel and Palestine, Israel basically saying that they will be hitting back as far as Hamas is concerned. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has also reportedly ordered official declaration of war. We will keep an eye on the biggest story of the day through the course of the day. As of now, slipping into a short commercial break.